very much out of balance between our dreams, what it is that we would like to attract into our lives, and our habits, what we offer up to that. Usually they're way out of balance. And this principle here, I call it in the book, there's 9 principles in this book. I call this when you can't kiss your own ear. And people ask me, what does that mean? I said, well, in order to get your ear kissed, somebody else obviously has to do it. Otherwise, your ear is going to go through a whole lifetime without being kissed. It has to come from outside of you, from someplace else. And this is really finding a way to balance within yourself and within your life how you see yourself with what you really are projecting to the world. The big danger in this is that people have a tendency to think that you're just looking for approval. You're making other people's opinions of you the most important thing in the world. And I've taught so much in so many places, from erroneous zones right up until now, over 30 years, that you don't want to be running your life based upon what other people think of you. And the important distinction here is the difference between wanting approval and wanting to have other people's opinions and getting feedback that can be valuable to you, and needing the approval of others, which means that I collapse or I become immobilized if I don't receive, good and favorable things from other people. So I just dismiss all of that, push all of that out, and it's not about either one of these. This is really about what are you projecting out there into the world. And very often we're way, way out of balance. We have a tendency to say to other people, well, if someone says, what kind of a person are you? You'd say, well, I'm a loving human being. But you're not a loving human being if you are behaving in non-loving ways towards a lot of people out there, particularly people that are there to serve you and so on. I mean, you're not a kind person, for example, if you're kind to your family and nice to your parents and things like that, but you're out there yelling at the waiter and screaming at people when they're in traffic and honking the horns at little old ladies who are terrified and are driving too slow in front of you and so on. So you may have a vision of yourself as being this kind, wonderful person, but what you're projecting out there in many, many places is someone who is not kind, who is not very loving. You may think of yourself, for example, as a joyful person, but you may be hearing people telling you a lot, lighten up, stop taking life so seriously, you're always so upset, you lose your temper so quickly, and so on. And you may be going around internally with a vision of yourself as this perfectly calm person, when in fact other people are constantly telling you that you're full of stress and that you're causing anxiety and you're hard to be around and so on. So the idea behind this one is to take a look at what it is that you are out there projecting into the world, and then to seek out that feedback and to use it in a helpful way. So other people's opinions and what you're projecting to the world, you want to be able to be in balance in the sense that how you would like to project yourself to the world is in fact what the world is thinking about what you are projecting. And if it's not, if you call yourself kind but you're nasty to the waiter, if you call yourself stress-free and yet you're jumping up and down at other people, if you're losing your temper quickly and think of yourself as a calm, in-charge person, and you're getting that kind of feedback and information out there, it's good to get yourself back into balance and to be projecting exactly what it is that you would like other people to see you as.
Making your feelings about yourself match what other people are perceiving about you.
Well, yeah, not even so much always matching, but at least not fooling yourself and to telling yourself that you're one kind of a person or that you behave in a certain kind of way when in fact the opposite. This is another thing, is even about if you ask most people, are you a truthful person, for example, most people would say, why, of course I'm truthful, but then you find themselves, skirting the truth in a lot of ways. You project yourself as something that you don't really want to be projecting yourself as, and in fact, the fact is that it isn't so much how other people are seeing you, is that you're not seeing yourself in an authentic way.
I see.
One of the things I talk about is that if you think of yourself as a loving person, but you are constantly immersing yourself in violent movies and chase scenes and things that have guns and lots of killing and so on, that's the opposite of love. And it's like you really want to take a look at whether or not you are using this as an excuse for having things come into your heart and into your life that are not loving at all. So you may not be nearly as loving as you think you are. Right. Even when you read the newspaper, like this morning I saw a headline in the paper that talked about the Americans had killed 30 what they called insurgents along with the Iraqis, and I thought, oh my goodness, 30 dead people, all of whom are just believing in what they believe in. It's like you can't be a loving person, and in the Tao it says that all battles, no matter whether you are on the right side or the wrong side, all of them should be treated as a funeral. that there's nothing to celebrate when people end up doing something violent to each other.